The hot stove is cooking. Aaron Judge goes back to the Yankees. Jameson Taillon to the Cubs. Willson Contreras to the Cardinals. Taiwan Walker to the Phillies. Matt Strahm to the Phillies. Jose Quintana, Brooks Raley to the Mets. There's so many moves. I got more. Kenley Jansen to the Red Sox. Masataka Yoshida to the Red Sox. Mitch Haniger to the Giants. Andrew Heaney to the Rangers. Cody Bellinger to the Cubs. Josh Bell to the Guardians. Tommy Kahnle to the Yankees. Vince Velasquez to the Pirates. Those are the moves that I'm going to talk about in today's video. Obviously, the big one is going to be Aaron Judge going back to the New York Yankees. But first, I have to go ahead and announce the Shohei Ohtani giveaway winner. I've got all the names here on random.org. I'm going to hit randomize once, and whoever's name's at the top is going to be contacted by Auction of Champions to receive your Shohei Ohtani signed jersey. And here we go. The winner of the Shohei Ohtani jersey is Diego at boostmaster@gmail.com. Congratulations, Diego. You have won. Auction of Champions will be reaching out to you. Let's get going into this because I don't have all day. This video's coming out late enough already, and I've got about 15 moves to talk about since I last made a video. So Aaron Judge signed a massive contract with the New York Yankees. 9 years, $360 million, $40 million AAV for what was the best player in baseball last year in Aaron Judge. He's back. He's going to be a Yankee for life. He's going to get his number retired. He's going to be named a captain. It was meant to be. The Yankees had to re-sign Aaron Judge. The team needed him. He is their best player by far. He is one of the best players in baseball, and you can't let that guy leave, especially because it seemed like Aaron Judge desperately wanted to be a Yankee. He just wanted to get paid more. I don't remember who exactly put out this tweet, but he was basically talking about that video where you saw Judge in San Francisco, how it was completely staged to try and get the Yankees' attention. He flew into San Diego, met with the Padres, who offered him 10 years, $400 million, just so the Yankees would bump up the offer a little bit more, and he physically could not say no to them. Aaron Judge wanted to be Yankee, but he wanted to get paid appropriately, and boy, oh boy, is he getting paid appropriately. $360 million over 9 years is an absolutely insane contract, but the way he's been playing the last few years, I mean, he's worth it. The big thing with this contract of the Yankees is going to be that length, the 9 years and $40 million. For the next few, he's going to be incredible. As long as Aaron Judge stays healthy, he's going to be one of the best players in baseball until the age of like 35 most likely. But from those 35 to 39 or 40 years, I don't remember exactly how old he is and how long it lasts, but from those years, that's when you're going to really start to question this contract and say, was it worth paying him $40 million a year? Also, if the Yankees win a World Series, you don't care. If you're a Yankees fan, all you want is a World Series, and if Aaron Judge gets that for you, you're going to be more than happy. And to be fair, these massive contracts that they've handed out in the past have resulted in a World Series. A-Rod was their massive contract, really, if you think about it. That was one of the big contracts ever. They got a World Series with A-Rod. I think you would count that as a success, even though I think the Yankees wanted a little bit more. And they haven't won a World Series since, so Aaron Judge definitely has a lot of weight, a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but we saw how he's handled the pressure. He's been really cool, really calm, really just well-rounded, a nice, good dude. Hard to dislike Aaron Judge. He's a really good ball player, seems like a really good guy, and he's great for the game of baseball. As much as I wanted him to leave the Yankees, there's a world where it's actually more harmful to them that he gets this 9-year, $360 million contract. But to be honest, even all the Yankee-hating bones in my body cannot make this out to be a bad thing. This is a good thing for the Yankees. This was a move they had to make, and I think Aaron Judge, the Yankees family, the Yankee fans, you guys should be really happy. Aaron Judge is going to be a lifetime Yankee, probably one of the greats in this organization, and you have nothing to worry about for the rest of the time. As long as he stays healthy, you're going to be very happy. Aaron Judge to the Yankees, good move. Let's talk about what the Chicago Cubs have done now, because in the last 24 to 48 hours, they've brought in a couple players in Jameson Taillon and Cody Bellinger. Jameson Taillon, obviously with the Yankees last few years. He's a decent pitcher. He's got a bunch of different pitches. He's coming back from injury, so he's getting stronger and stronger every year, and for a guy who beat testicular cancer, I mean, sky's the limit. You can beat that, you can do anything. I fully believe Jameson Taillon will be a very effective pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. He's got good stuff. He's only getting better. He's a good pitcher. And you got him for 4 years, so it's a decent contract. I thought it was fair. Cody Bellinger, 1 year, $17.5 million, seemed to be the fair going rate for a guy who once was an MVP. Granted, he hasn't played like that the last few years, but I feel like a lot of people are saying overpay, but that's pretty much what you're going to have to pay to get Bellinger. At the absolute worst, elite defense in center field. He is one of the best defensive outfielders in the game of baseball. At the plate is where, weirdly enough, we're having the problem now because his swing is too long. He's striking out a ton. He looks completely lost there. So if the Cubs and Cody Bellinger can make that that adjustment and even just get like 60% of what they got in that MVP season offensively, it's an absolutely fantastic signing by the Cubs. I think this is really a no-risk, high-reward move. $17.5 million, I know to me and you is a lot of money, but to the Chicago Cubs and that roster, it's nothing. You take that risk every single chance to get a guy who could, in theory, play at an MVP level or even at an all-star level more realistically. I think this is a really good move by the Cubs. They needed a center fielder. Here you go, Cody Bellinger. That's an upgrade. Let's talk about my New York Mets because they've made a couple moves as well. We know about Verlander, talked about that earlier in the week, but they also brought in Jose Quintana on a 2-year deal, and they made a trade with the Tampa Bay Rays for Brooks Raley. Jose Quintana, depth. I'm just looking at him as an innings guy. I'm not asking for too much. Just be there every 5 days, go 5 to 6 innings, whatever it is, and be healthy all year long. If that's what Jose Quintana does for us, I think I'll be pretty happy. Anything better than that, I'll be ecstatic. I don't really have high expectations for a back-end starter. I just want him to be consistent, and hopefully the Mets offense swings it for him. He did fix some things in St. Louis, looked really good there, has been shaky at times. I have no clue what version of Jose Quintana we're going to get. All I hope is that Jeremy Hefner can sprinkle a little bit of that Hefner magic on him and turn him into a stud. Mets also acquired Brooks Raley, like I said, in a trade with the Rays where they sent Keyshawn Askew, who's a 22-year-old pitching prospect. And for the Mets, we needed a left-handed reliever. If you've been in Mets Twitter or around Mets fans for the last few years, it sounds like we need a lefty. We need a lefty. Brooks Raley's your guy. His numbers have been elite against lefties the last few years. I know a lot of you are going to look at those ERA numbers, but for a pitcher like Brooks Raley, in an extremely small sample every year, the ERA is kind of not the most important thing to focus on. You got to see what his peripherals are, what his K rates are, what his walk rates are. And for a guy with a 30% K rate and a under 10% walk rate, really good as our left-handed reliever in the bullpen. And we have control over him until 2025. The Phillies will not stop making moves, especially one that hurts me to my heart. Taiwan Walker, my guy. Why you got to go to the Phillies, dude? Why? I don't want to root against Taiwan Walker. I thought maybe the Padres. I thought maybe the Cubs. Disappointing. I think he's probably going to end up unfollowing me on Twitter because I'm just constantly shit-talking the Phillies, as we know. Taiwan is a solid pitcher. We know that it's a bit of a tale of two halves for him. First half of the year, he always does really well. Second half of the year, he falls off drastically. So if they can get Taiwan to have a consistently good year, you're getting a really, really valuable pitcher who's still relatively young and I would say kind of in his prime, looking healthier than he really ever has. He's got a disgusting splitter. The fastball's been good. He throws a bunch of different pitches. Taiwan Walker's a good pitcher, and for the Phillies who need innings, who need pitching depth, this is a good signing. God, I hate this offseason. And Matt Strahm, left-handed reliever, can give you a little bit of length too. Good little pickup. There's not too much to talk about here with Matt Strahm, but good pickups by the Phillies. They're getting better, and I hate it. The Boston Red Sox, they're making moves. Red Sox fans, you should be pumped because you went out and you got Kenley Jansen, who's going to be your closer, which you've desperately been needing for the last few years. Ever since Kimbrel left, the Red Sox really haven't been able to fill that closer role. And while Kenley Jansen is not the prime Kenley Jansen we saw with Los Angeles and the Dodgers, that cutter is still disgusting. He is still a very, very good closer, one of the top 10 probably in baseball, and that's something the Red Sox desperately needed. They needed bullpen help. Kenley Jansen is that guy on a 2-year deal. I like that move a lot. And then a move to keep an eye out for, but I personally believe in, is bringing in Masataka Yoshida from the NPB out in Japan to play outfield for the Red Sox. Now, I guess him playing outfield's probably still up for debate. The defensive metrics are not great on him. The defensive scouting is not good on him. Maybe he'll be a DH, but he's an on-base machine. He has a little bit of pop in that bat. It's not great power. Only about 20-25 home runs a year in Japan at the max, but he's a really good player, on-base machine, and he was a stud out in Japan. Bat flips as well, so he's going to be fun. Again, good moves by the Red Sox. They're spending money. They should be happy. Will they bring Xander Bogaerts back, though? Super interesting they spent on Yoshida, not going after Bogaerts first. Something to keep an eye out for if you're a Red Sox fan. The Giants made a move for an outfielder. Clickbait title, Giants sign this outfielder. It's Mitch Haniger, but Mitch Haniger's really good. Mitch Haniger's a ball player. Whenever Mitch Haniger is healthy, and a lot of his injuries have been freak accidents, if you don't know what I mean, type in Mitch Haniger injury. Men, you're going to want to look away when you watch that video. That's all I'm saying. But Mitch Haniger's a really good player when he's on the field and healthy. He's got an absolute cannon of an arm. Defensively, it's a little bit shaky, but the dude absolutely mashes at the plate. Really good hitter. Good pickup for the Giants. Would have looked great next to Aaron Judge, but as we know, he went to the Bronx instead, but still a good move. I'm worried they're going to go after Brandon Nimmo. They're probably also going to maybe go after Carlos Correa, if not sign him. I don't think the Giants are done yet. Like, you don't come into the offseason looking to spend $300 million, not get that guy, and then say, we're good. Texas Rangers went out and made a move to add to that pitching staff in signing Andrew Heaney to a relatively cheap contract with some incentives to boost it up. Andrew Heaney, in the small sample he had last year with the Dodgers, looked fantastic. The K rate was through the roof, and I feel like pitching with the Rangers is going to be a good fit fit for him, especially if they go to a 6-man rotation, which makes almost too much sense with who they've got with DeGrom and Heaney, who are both guys who haven't thrown a lot of innings over the last few years. 6-man rotation, especially now with their pitching depth, actually makes a ton of sense, and I think it's something that could happen. I low-key think the Rangers are building a really good team. I know I put out a tweet yesterday that people were clowning me about, saying I think the Rangers might mess around and be contenders this year. Playoff contenders. I shouldn't have worded it as if World Series contenders, but a few more moves and this team is dangerous. Corey Seager and Simeon are good. Nathaniel Lowe is good. Josh Young's going to be a good piece for them at third base. This team's coming together. They just need some outfield help, a little more pitching, some bullpen. I know it's a lot of players, but they're getting there. Trust me on this. I think the Rangers are going to be really competitive this year. Tommy Kahnle went back to the Yankees on a 2-year deal. We know he's got that nasty changeup. You can never have too many bullpen arms. Tommy Kahnle, again, injuries have always been a concern with him, but when he's healthy, good fastball, amazing changeup. Tommy Kahnle's been great, and he's done it in New York before. 2 more moves to talk about here. I'm rapid firing through these. Josh Bell signs a contract with the Guardians. I absolutely love this move. I think this was a great move by Cleveland. I know Cleveland has Josh Naylor and Jose Ramirez that are technically big bats, but Josh Bell is that guy who really, really mashes the baseball. He hits it very hard. And whether you play him at first base or DH, that bat is going to stick in Cleveland. It feels like a really good fit for him. Doesn't chase, gets on base, hits home runs, and I think he'll have a good time out in Cleveland in that lineup. Definitely lengthens it and makes the Guardians a whole lot better. Jose Ramirez and all the other guys got to be happy. Some more protection in this lineup. Last but not least, Vince Velasquez signed a deal with the Pirates, and the only reason I'm bringing this one up is because I believe in Vince Velasquez. His stuff is way too good to be as bad as he's been. Pirates are getting smart. They're becoming a better organization. Interested to see what they do with Vince Velasquez because the stuff is 100% there. It's just he's never been able to put it together. Probably would be a really, really good reliever. If they use him as a starter, which I think is completely possible, interested to see how they handle him. But Velasquez has good enough stuff to be good. He's just never shown it. Checking Twitter, making sure I didn't miss anything in the 13 minutes that I've now been recording because Twitter has been ablaze recently. Like I said, the hot stove has been crazy hot. But I think that's where I'm going to end it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to drop a like on the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on the content coming at you. Follow me on all my social media at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in description. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.